Hi, welcome to Business Influencers. I'm your host, Chris Salem. Hope everyone is having a great week. You found us here at the TALRadio platform. TAL, the acronym for Touch a Life Foundation. We are so excited to be part of TALRadio. We've been here now for over 4 years. We now have over 200 episodes with TALRadio. And again, it's because of you, the listeners, each and every week joining us and being part of this experience and how we're helping you and your business take your level of influence to the next level. It's through the power of influence that we can encourage and engage our audience to make decisions that will best serve them and their businesses moving forward. And guess what? You get to do that and learn from many of the subject matter experts that we've had on the show each and every week, sharing their insights to help you do that. Today's show is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct. Alumni Direct is a social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types and an opportunity to meet new people for the first time. Now, it is a membership program, taking out all the noise out of social media. You get to generate genuine and authentic relationships with the people you choose to interact with. If you'd like some more information about Alumni Direct, check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. And I want to let the new listeners that are here for the first time, feel free to follow us here at talradio.org. Also on YouTube for the video portion of the show, and Spotify or Apple. Feel free to subscribe to all four or anyone that best suits you to tune into this content each and every week. Well, I'm so excited to talk about what we're going to be sharing today, especially for business owners that are looking to raise their level of influence. What's even better is how you can now tap into what you can be doing differently through your sales to now reduce the number of touch points to convert and close more business, whether if you're a small to mid-sized company. We're going to be talking about the top 10 sales drivers for SMBs today. I'm here with somebody that I personally know, John Noonan. And John, give a little background. He is a former EVP of sales and marketing with 3 decades of experience, who has been in the shoes of business owners who are not meeting sales goals and achieving sustainable success. He partners with business owners to transform sales challenges into sustainable success, boosting accountability, driving growth, and unlocking unstoppable performance. He is the president of Growth Plan Partners, a company that helps small to mid-sized businesses create record-breaking sales growth. He's a certified sales leader, CSL, and a Vistage trusted advisor, and he has leveraged, again, over 30 years of experience in sales and marketing, as well as having an MBA in marketing and finance to provide strategic guidance and leadership to all his clients. His mission is to build a path for more sales for SMBs that struggle to grow their sales or need guidance to get to the next level and beyond. And he does this by creating and implementing sales strategies and plans, finding and also targeting the best customers, and growing and optimizing the sales pipeline. He is a coach and mentor for many business owners like yourself, sales leaders, and sales teams to develop their skills and confidence. Without further ado, we welcome John Noonan to the show. John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the introduction.
Yes, I love this. So, we know that, small business owners, small to mid-sized companies, they're at a certain level, and now they're ready to go to the next level. Now, I know we can get into a lot of things about, learning how to delegate, to work on your business, not just in it, implementing sometimes new systems and processes that maybe it's foreign to them. They might feel awkward, not sure what to do because they don't understand it. Share with us during this show, what those top 10 sales drivers are. You can, whatever order you'd like to share, the floor is yours, that we would love to hear this information.
Sure, I appreciate that. So again, maybe just a little more background on, again, the work that I do with clients, because what happens quite often is, company gets started, great product, great service, everybody's out there selling it, they get excited, they drive it to some magic number, 10, 15, $20 million, everybody's excited, everything's working well, and then the brakes go on, okay? And everybody's sitting around going, what happened? This was so much fun to get to this point, and now we're struggling, okay? And that's quite often the time that I get called in. Either they're looking to get to that next level, or again, this struggle comes in. And again, we kind of see that as, again, sheer inertia gets them to where they are. And, a lack of process and systems, and some of the things I'll talk about today is really what's caused that. So, it's very common. We see it all the time. We deal with hundreds and thousands of organizations, and we've seen what needs to be done to take them to the next level. So, some of the things we hear when people look for what are the top 10 things are, my sales have been at the same level for years. I just can't get past this roadblock type of thing, right? Or, my sales have been declining, even worse, okay? Big one, too much of my annual revenue just comes from a few clients, okay? That's scary, that's...
Just takes one or two to leave, and now you don't got a business.
Right, exactly. And if you want to grow, you got to be buttoned up. You're going to need investors. You're going to need other things. So, another one is I can't predict my sales. I just don't know when it's going to come in. It's high one month, it's low the next month, and the other one I love is, just too much of my success depends on me. Again, the owner keeping a book of business, staying out there. Again, sometimes they get stuck because they run out of jet fuel, right? I mean, how long can you be out there trying to run your business and do that? So, and then of course, if they've built a sales force or they've attempted to try it, the other one I hear all the time is I just can't find a good salesperson. No one seems to fit the bill type of thing. So these are the things we hear. And what are the things that you can do, to kind of help and make sure that you can get to that next level? I mean, the first thing is sales strategy. Quite often what I see is clients just don't spend enough time. Again, product, service, excitement, you're out there, you're talking to friends, your sheer excitement helps sell your product, okay? But after a while, you've got to start to target it. You got to figure out where does your product fit, what is its value. I mean, if we go to the marketing side of the business, people have heard the term ICP, or ideal client profile, right? Who is our ideal client? Who should we be working with? And I kiddingly say a lot of my clients I talk to right now, when I sit down with the sales team, some of my initial comment is usually, gentlemen, ladies, we need to put the shotguns in the rack, okay? Because they're just out there shooting at anything that moves in the grass and hoping to bring something home for the team. Now, that's all exciting, but it may not be good for the team. So a lot of times you really need to sit down, whether you do it yourself and get a good guide or bring somebody in. It pays to spend a day or two and just, what is my sales strategy? Who is my ideal client, okay? What's my value proposition, my very unique value proposition? And you can judge that easily by going on the web. We all have ChatGPT now. Find 5 of your competitors, put it up there and ask ChatGPT what all of them are saying is their value, okay? And I think you're gonna start to notice you're all saying the same thing. So you need to try to find, again, your unique statement. So this sales strategy is critical. It's the cornerstone of who you are and what you're gonna do. And if you narrow that ICP focus at the beginning, that's where you can generate cash, okay? So if you're stuck or you wanna get to the next level, do it well where you make money, clients are happy, cash gets generated, then you can look at the bigger picture down the road with marketing efforts and everything else. So that's kind of number one. Number two, goals and KPIs. I just love the old adage of, I talk to business owners and it's like, well, what do you want to do this year? Well, more than last year. Like, okay.
All right. That's a little vague.
Exactly. $1 more, 10 million more. I mean, you got to help me here a little bit. And then if they happen to be running the sales force or they have maybe an inexperienced sales leader, the old go out and get them, Tiger, go, just bring something home, get excited. But, again, no one plays any organized sport without understanding how to score and where the goal line is, okay? Yeah. And that's really what this is all about, okay? You have to set goals and KPIs. Everybody needs to understand what winning looks like, okay, what scoring looks like, and what my expectation is, okay. I go to company after company and I sit down with salespeople, and after working with them and assigning sales goals, quite often I hear, this is the first time anybody's ever given me a goal. I at least now know what I'm supposed to do, okay? So that's absolutely critical. And again, businesses get started, business owners maybe hire some of their friends' kids, to come sell for them. And I just encourage you to make sure they get the support, the training, and the understanding of what they're supposed to do. You can't win a game when you don't know the rules and you don't know how to score, right? So that's just simple. So that's kind of number 9. Number 8, weekly meetings. Critical, absolutely critical. Again, I see companies get started, salespeople are out there, they're good, they know what they're doing, you don't want to slow them down with these meetings, they get upset, they don't want to come to these meetings and blah, 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 blah. I tell you, I've been doing this, as you said earlier, for close to 40 years, okay? I have never, ever been in a sales meeting that someone didn't get some benefit out of it, okay? And what I mean by that is just the simplicity of making people go through what they're working on, have them explain it, okay? Others automatically jump in. It becomes a team sport when you have a good, solid weekly meeting. So you review your goals. How did everybody do? Where are the problem issues? What's everybody working on? The focus kind of needs to be, what do we need to do to take the things we're working on and move them to the next level? Okay, how do we get to the next level type of thing? And you'd be amazed how much people jump in like, hey, well, wait a minute, you're calling on that account? My account does business with them. Let me call my guy and see if he'll make a phone call for you, as simple as it may be, something like that. So, weekly meetings are essential. You got to set the standards. You have to set the base, and it's accountability. Okay, again, as I get hired by business owners, again, one of the things that they always talk about is, well, you're going to bring accountability to my sales force, right? You're going to make these people accountable. And I will, in my way, because business owners admit they haven't done it themselves. They've maybe tried. They're busy running the entire company, and it's just very hard to do. So you got to get that weekly meeting done. You got to make sure everybody participates.
And the meeting, like you said, John, doesn't have to be like some drawn out meeting and where everyone's BSing and complaining. No. It's really straight to the point, like a huddle, like if you were in a huddle.
Well, yeah. And actually, if anybody's familiar with EOS or the Entrepreneur Operating System, they have something called an L10 meeting that can be easily adapted to a sales meeting. And I use it for several clients, especially those running EOS, because they understand it. So yeah, a quick review of what the goals were, whatever the metrics, what everybody did, and then a lot of emphasis around, okay, what did we need to do? What issues are we working on? What do we need to solve to move things forward? So if you put your efforts there and then create a to-do list, that's essential. Okay, the end of a meeting should always end with a list of who, what, and when, right? Who's going to do something? When's it going to be done by? And what actually is it? So the kind of the 3 components type of thing. And then you review that at the beginning of the next meeting and you move forward. So again, you can find that L10 format and L10 sales format online just by Googling it. Number 5, sales training. Again, we have to help these people. You wouldn't, I keep using the sports analogy, but, analogy, couldn't get that one out. But it works.
I get tongue-tied on the simplest words, believe me.
Analogy. I had analysis and analogy combined over there, but in any event, I mean, no one would hire a professional player and then not continue to train them, right? They bring coaches in, they work them every day, they have practice, and it's the same thing. I'm having fun working with a very particular client. It just happened yesterday. I had a fellow sales acceleration advisor sit in on one of my sales training classes. And, we got through it, and he called me afterwards. He goes, what amazed me was, you told me, the different ages of the people and how long they've been there. There's a guy been there 18 years. he was the most engaged and had the most questions, and I just found that fascinating. And I said, well, it's like any professional. Any good professional understands that you need to stay abreast. You need to get yourself trained. You need to understand what the latest techniques and technologies and everything else are in what you do. And that makes a good salesman. You see that. When salesmen crave training, they're good people. These are the ones that can be your hunters, that can be out there and get the job done for you. Type of thing. When they avoid training, that's when you got to be a little worried and make sure, you kind of have the right butt in the right seat, so to speak. The old term we use is hunters versus farmers, right? If you're looking for hunters, make sure it's very hard to make a farmer hunt. Okay.
Well, that's it. And you don't want somebody that and you see this in insurance and financial services industries, where someone might have worked hard in the beginning and built up a book of business. Now it's like, oh, I can coast now.
Yep, exactly right. So, okay. Next one is sales process. Make sure you understand it and document it, all right? And what I mean by that is it's just the steps of the sales process. And I encourage everyone to mirror the buying process. We talk about sales process, it's what we know, it's what's there, but really what you got to do, and this goes back to that very first thing in strategy and your ICP and everything else. When you know who you want to sell, find out how they buy, or make sure you understand how they buy, okay? And then mirror your process to how they buy, okay? So they're going to be out there, they define a need, they think they see something, they reach out for somebody. So make sure you have the steps all documented. And a good sales process never has more than 6 or 7 stages. It really, it's not this long, complex thing, but it may be, an engagement, a meeting. Maybe if you make something physically, you have to make a sample, or you send them, something, then you do a proposal, then you negotiate, and then you follow up. But again, as long as you understand where everything is and in what stage it's in, then your management can work with you to, help with the strategy of, okay, how do we get it to the next step? What's got to be done to get it to the next step? And if we keep thinking about it that way, we'll progress things through the sales process and to the ultimate sale. And the other thing that does for you, when you have it documented and when you assign and learn what the probabilities are of success based on how it's walking through, that becomes your sales forecast. Now, all of a sudden, you're forecasting, which when you have an accurate sales forecast, it opens up the world to your financial people and the ability of the company to really run itself efficiently. If you know what's coming in the door, you know how much cash you need, you know how much production you need, you know how many people that you need, etc. When it's all over the board, the inefficiencies just fly. So, okay. So that's the sales process. Then leveraging tech, okay? That sales process and those KPIs and those goals that I talked about all should be built into a CRM system, all right? I mean, ultimately, I don't think anyone in this world should be operating that's out there selling without a CRM system. Some are built into ERP systems or some other things, but, the big ones, and again, you don't need the Salesforces of the world. We're not talking about people spending tens of thousands of dollars here. You shouldn't be spending more than a few $100s on a good CRM system a month type of thing. And the technology that's now in these systems is incredible. So you're going to put your sales process in there, then you're going to build this dashboard. Everybody's going to get to see what everybody's doing. They see it along the line, and then what I help do and what any business owner should do is show the sales force that CRM is not a big brother tool to watch over them. It's a tool they should be using to drive their own business. If they think about their territory or their responsibility for sales as their own company, you wouldn't run your own company without a system to monitor it and maintain and make sure that you're getting back to customers. You're prospecting as much as you can. You're keeping up to date on everything. So the CRM system is the perfect, system for that. So you've got all your clients in there, you've got your prospects in there, you've got, lead generation can come in there automatically by either a system that you buy or leads that come off your website. You can monitor your website activity within them. But now all these CRMs and, just the typical HubSpot, Pipedrive, the ones that are out there today that are reasonable, they're all enveloping and bringing AI components to the table. And what I'm seeing is it's pretty impressive. So far, I've seen salespeople utilizing these new tools, and they're able to handle about 25% more than they were without these tools. Because now these tools aren't monitoring just, I got to put something in a calendar, so when I see the reminder, I call the person, right? Now you can ask these tools to monitor all of your email trails, all of the customer service email trails. Help me understand when a client is concerned about something so I can jump in and attack it. Or if, sales in certain categories, change, either dramatically high or dramatically low for some reason. So it's kind of that early warning system, or, what we all really should do as managers is manage by exception, right? When something is out of the norm, that's the time to attack it. And that's what a good AI system can do in a CRM system. So these are the things, that a salesperson, can see as value in these tools. Okay. So leverage the tech that's out there. There's a lot more tech. I won't get into it, but just a good CRM system and lead gen system is there. Now, everything that we're doing here and all this ICP and strategy and everything else, the next thing is build a sales playbook. Okay. Let's get this down on paper. Let's get this, into a system for reference to not only the existing people, but anyone that you hire. Again, that position of a business getting stuck, quite often you go in there and it's like, yeah, they kind of know what they want to do, but it's all in the owner's head. No one's ever put it down on paper. There's no reference point to it. And that's the difficult part. So part of my job when I work with a client, but every, company can do it. Again, this amazing, AI chat GBT that we have, just ask it for a template and create it yourself if you need to. But make sure you put something out there. So again, when you hire a new salesperson or something else, you should be able to show them this playbook that talks about your strategy and your goals and what your value prop is and who your competitors are and how you speak to your clients and, all the things around, what you offer, how you offer it, and the value that you bring to a client should be in there. Maybe it goes into pricing and other types of things. But you need to have that playbook available and hand it off. Again, back to sports. Here we are. Any football person.
I always equated myself. They go hand in hand, like for me.
Yep, exactly. You don't play football, or if anybody played high school football or anything else, first thing you had to do was memorize the plays. You got to know the plays.
Exactly.
So you got your playbook, and it's the same thing. It's a great reference. And again, back to the tools, AI tools. Now we can help anybody that wants to build a playbook that's simply chat GBT or learned language, meaning, we can connect agents to your databases and salespeople can just use it like chat GBT, like tell me how I should address a client, blah, 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 blah. And it'll go out and pull the information and create it just like you're giving prompts to chat GBT rather than reading a documented book. But we can do it either way. Two more left here. Comp plans. This is one that I see all the time, and my salespeople that are listening to this are probably cringing now, but they shouldn't be. When a person starts a business and they start to hire their first sales team, they're small. So when they go to hire somebody, and maybe they're going to pay a percentage on top of a salary, a percentage of commission type of thing, they generally have to pay more than the big boy, right? Otherwise, why would I go work for the smaller company as opposed to go work for IBM and get benefits and this and that and the other thing? I'm hoping that there's at least the opportunity to make more if I'm going to take the risk of working for a smaller company. So these rich compensation plans are developed early on to springboard the company, to bring good salesmen in, to motivate them to get out there and drive business and grow the company. And it's all well and good until it's left in place, left alone, and, sorry for the language, but then it just breeds a bunch of dumb, fat, and hungry, lazy salespeople, okay? It's like, look, I worked for 3 years. I now make X, whatever my comfort zone is, $200,000 a year. I hardly have to do anything anymore because my commission plan just keeps paying me, okay? So we really need to look at those comp plans and adjust those so that salespeople are rewarded for the company goals of generating business, whether it's new business, existing, more business at existing accounts, whatever it happens to be. But you also have to have the mindset and understanding that as a business grows, you need more support, right? You need customer service people, maybe you need quality people, maybe, whatever it is. So something's got to pay for that, okay? As you grow. So I quite often develop new comp plans, and generally they pay salesmen more than they're getting now for doing what we want them to do. And most of the time that's generating brand new clients. Okay. Yeah. So in any event, comp plans are something to look at. Make sure that they're smart, they motivate, and they don't, again, leave your team to be lazy. And the last thing, sales management, whether the business owner is doing it themselves or I encourage them not to, at some point they're going to grow out of that, but make sure you've got a good sales manager there. And I'm sorry, but I am just not a believer in all my years of a player coach. I mean, quite often I know it needs to be done early on, and they're like, well, I need this guy to sell to or this lady to sell as well as manage the people. It rarely works. It rarely works because there's always a conflict, right? If you ask a person, go over here and sell and make this much money, go manage my people and make this much money, there's always conflict every day. Where do I put my emphasis? What should happen here? Yeah. And I'll tell you, the salespeople always suffer. And then they may not even trust the person because, they could take some business that was there. So those are my 10. Hopefully I got it in the time frame.
Yeah, no, you got them in great. John, this has been fantastic. And I know, God, I wish this show were an hour, but, nowadays shows are only a half an hour. But this was just a wealth of information. I hope listeners that you took notes. We encourage you to listen to this show in its entirety again on demand, because there is a lot of great things that John shared with those 10 drivers. And these are things that you can see, what can you be doing better or enhancing or maybe implementing for the first time because you haven't put any emphasis in there. And John, with that being said, first, before we allow give you the access to now share your contact information, I want to thank you personally for taking the time out of your busy schedule working with small to mid-sized company and business owners, sharing this word of insight. I want to thank you not only for me, but the rest of the team here at TALRadio. How can people get in contact with you? What are you up to? Anything that you'd like to provide them?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate being here. To contact me, obviously LinkedIn. If you can find me on LinkedIn, you should be easily findable, John Noonan. So please, and then within my LinkedIn, I've got links to my website. I've got appointment links. I've got a link to a free assessment. So if you'd like to take a free assessment, again, no obligation, just happy to chat with you about, maybe where some of your, more critical issues are that you should attack. Happy to do that. If you can't find me there for any reason, my email is very simple. It's just jnoonan, JNOONAN at growthplanpartners.com. jnoonan at growthplanpartners.com. Just send me an email. I'm happy to get back to you. And again, you said take notes. That's great. If you want this slide deck, I actually have a slide deck where I present this to organizations. I'm happy to offer you a copy of that for reference. So, again, anybody needs anything, some simple advice, where to get started. Of course, I'm here to help you at a broader level if it makes sense to you. But I'm always happy to get people pointed in the right direction and growing, because I hate to see people lose the game.
Well, thank you so much, John. And we encourage everyone to take advantage of that offer. Reach out to John on LinkedIn. Get a copy of that slide deck. as a reference. And then if you want to get more information on how you can look at that and how it can work for you, get in contact, set up a meeting with John to see if there is an alignment that he can work with you to help you do what you want to do in your business through the power of sales and those 10 sales drivers. Till then, everybody, we want to wish everybody a great rest of your week. Thanks again, John, for being here.
Thank you, Chris.
And we will see everybody next week at the same time. Take care.